I haven't made one of my normal recaps in a few days, and we have a lot to catch up on. We have some new rules coming to Major League Baseball courtesy of Robert Manfred. Gary Sanchez might be done in Major League Baseball. The Braves, they sent down their Dansby Swanson replacement in Vaughn Grisham. And also, Jerks and Profar, he finally found a new team. Also, I just want to mention that ESPN just dropped their top 100 players, and it's not good at all. Might be the worst list ever created. So if you guys want to see that on the channel tomorrow, leave a like on this video. Now, before we get into all of the crazy news from the last few days, a quick word from today's sponsor. Opening Day 2023 is basically here, so it's time to get ready for a brand new season of Sorare MLB. Sorare MLB is a free-to-play daily fantasy baseball game where you can win prizes like merch, game tickets, and VIP experiences. Every single week, you can use cards that you win from competitions or cards that you get from the marketplace to go up against me and other baseball fans across the world. And also, Juan Soto and J-Rod are the faces of this thing. Yeah. It's gonna be big. It basically combines my love for card collecting and my obsession with fantasy baseball all into one super cool platform, and because they're backed by MLB, the card art looks sick. But enough talk, let me show you how it works. So once you guys hit that link in the description, it'll take you to this page right here where you can get started on your Sorare MLB journey. Now for me, I'm gonna save some points off the rip. I'm going with the very underrated Cristian Javier as my starting pitcher. At the bottom, you can see all of the players and even your remaining budget, so you're not getting lost. I saw what Patrick Sandoval did in the WBC. I'm taking him at 14 points. Mitch Keller was named the opening day starter for the Pirates, so he's gonna be my third starter. I don't know how many games the A's are gonna win, but Trevor May for 12 points, I feel like that's a bargain. I'm gonna be a fanboy right here. J-Ram, he is gonna be someone that stacks up the points. He's gotta be on my squad. Yohan Moncada looked incredible in the WBC. He's gonna be my second corner infielder. I'm spending a lot of points right here. I don't care though. Trey Turner, he's him. I only have 20 points remaining, so I'm gonna keep it a little safe. I'm gonna go Yasmani Grandal at 7 points. I'm gonna make an executive decision. I'm going to replace Trevor May as my closer. I really feel like Adbert Alzolay is going to get a ton of innings this year and maybe even some closing opportunities, so I get to save 7 points right there. Masataka Yoshida is only worth 5 points, so now we have 15 to spend on a big-time outfielder. Okay, maybe he's not the biggest name in the world, but Ian Happ is one of the most underrated outfielders in baseball. This is an amazing team. Now, once you're happy with your squad, you can register for tournaments where you can win prizes like merch, game tickets, VIP experiences, and also better cards to use in the game. And by better, I simply mean scarcity. There are different levels of each card. There's rare, super rare, there's a one-of-one unique, and you can have different tournaments based off that scarcity. Once you get into a tournament, it's time to assemble your team for the week. So Cristian Javier, I feel like he's gonna have a really good first start. I gotta go with Adbert Alzolay. We have J-Ram. I'm gonna go with Trey Turner, obviously. Ooh, Ian Happ versus Masataka. Who's gonna have the better opening day week? I'm gonna go with Ian Happ. We have Moncada, and then let's go as a flex player, Patrick Sandoval. I feel like he's going to be really good. What Sorare is going to do is they're going to track all of the stats put up by these players, and then a full leaderboard is going to get made. Whoever's towards the top is going to get some free prizes. And that's it. It was a no-brainer to team up with Sorare MLB because, again, I love collecting cards. I love keeping up to date with daily fantasy stats, and this combines the two. Follow along for the 2023 season. See if you can beat me and other creators who are going to be participating. Shout out to Sorare MLB for partnering up with us, and I'll see you guys out there. Now, before we talk about the new MLB rules and where Gary Sanchez is going, I want to talk about where Jerks and Profar is going. He signed a one-year deal worth $8 million, pretty much, with the Colorado Rockies, and dare I say, he was actually pretty good in 2022. He had a 111 OPS plus, a bunch of extra base hits, pretty good defense, so the fact that he's only getting $8 million, well, technically it's $7.75 million, but I'm just going to round up because it's a whole lot easier to say that. This is an opportunity for Jerks and Profar to really perform well in the first half, and the Rockies are most likely going to flip him at the deadline to a playoff contender. It's really smart for both clubs because Profar, he's going to go to a playoff contender, and then also the Rockies, they're not shelling out a lot of money, and they're going to get some prospects or players in return. It's not a bad deal, honestly. Now, if you don't know Spanish, let me help you out with what this says. It says, "Welcome, Gary Sanchez." That is not a Major League Baseball uniform. Gary Sanchez has signed a one-year deal. Let me look at it so I don't get it wrong. With the Leones del Escogido Dominican Republic League. If I botched that, please let me know in the comment section down below. But both the Angels and the Giants were interested in the services of Gary Sanchez. So does this mean that Gary is out of baseball forever? Technically, no, because he can still come back. This is just him staying in shape because, again, a contract is not ready for him to sign, whether it's from the Angels, the Giants, or anyone like that. But in 2022, he did have 40 extra base hits and 61 RBIs. He can play DH. He can be a catcher. Now, he's not going to be a great defensive catcher, but still, I feel feel like there are a lot of teams in baseball that could use the services of Gary Sanchez because you can't really find that pop from a backstop. Again, you do have to deal with his, I don't know if I want to call it laziness behind the dish, but he does like to go on one knee and he doesn't really have the strongest arm anymore. Getting on base is not his strong suit, but if we're talking about the most powerful hitters in baseball, Gary is still in that conversation, and it just kind of blows my mind that a guy like Austin Hedges, I know that he's a great guy off the field, he's a good clubhouse guy, but he has a lifetime 189 batting average, a 58 OPS plus, but he keeps on getting jobs, and that's because it seems like the landscape of general managing in baseball is that they are prioritizing defensive first catchers, a catcher that can really build up a young pitching staff, and Austin Hedges, he fits that mold. Gary Sanchez, he's not going to do that for you. No offense. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this shocked the heck out of me because the Braves option, they sent down Vaughn Grissom. He was supposed to be the Dansby Swanson replacement, and I say that because he legit put up really good numbers in his rookie debut season a year ago in 2022, and he was raking in spring training. He's basically hitting 400 with 2 stolen bases. Now, the thing is, Orlando Arcia is a much better defensive shortstop, and he probably had his best offensive season last year for the Braves, so they are giving it to the veteran, and they want Grissom to really work on his defense in the minor leagues where he doesn't have a lot of pressure, and hopefully after a few weeks or months, they'll call him back up. This doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because the Braves are a great team on paper, and I feel like Grissom, it would be better for him to get used to major league pitching while also working out the defense at the same time, because I feel like his defense is not bad enough to the point where they're going to be losing ball games because of his errors. I don't really understand this move. Maybe they're messing with his service time. Again, I don't really know what the case is to be made of Vaughn Grissom being sent down, but the Braves, they did it. They're a whole lot smarter than I am, so maybe I just got to put my trust in them. All right, let's go and talk about these new rules. Now, Robert Manfred did say that he is not going to be changing the pitch clock for the hitter or pitchers just yet because he wants to see it actually implemented in the regular season. But here's a few things that are going to be changed. So number 1, brushbacks and aggressive swings. So if a hitter is brushed back or knocked down by a pitch, the FTC, the fielding timing coordinator, wow, someone's actually being paid. It's a brand new job. Look at that. The FTC operating the pitch timer will delay the start of the timer until the batter has a chance to gather himself and return to the edge of the batter's box. Okay, so I really like that. It's the same for, kind of getting brushed back on a pitch at your face. It's going to take some time to get back in the batter's box, so I like that change. Number 2, pitchers covering first base and backing up third or home plate. If a pitcher leaves his position to cover first base, the FTC, the fielding timing coordinator, will delay the start of the 30-second between batter timer until the pitcher returns to the infield grass. So a lot of this stuff you guys won't even be paying attention to, but the FTC guy, he's going to have a lot on his plate. This is a lot to keep track of. Number 3, catcher ending an inning on base, at bat, or on deck. If a catcher ends an inning on base, at bat, or on deck, the home plate umpire will determine whether the catcher requires additional time. So they don't want catchers, sprinting back to the dugout, slipping on the dugout steps because they're trying their best to beat the pitch clock. I don't really think that's smart. So this is a welcome change. And this one is crazy. Bat boys, girls. Clubs are expected to have bat boys, girls in each dugout who can quickly assist players and umpires to comply with the pace of games. So basically they will be having a scouting combine for bat boys / girls. And if they're not up to par, MLB will be monitoring the performance of these said bat boys and girls, and if they're not up to snuff, they're gone. They're going to get ejecto-citoed. And last but not least, batter timeouts. Batters will continue to get permitted 1 timeout per plate appearances. The memo clarifies that when a batter has used his timeout, the timer will restart when the batter returns to the batter's box or when the batter otherwise indicates to the umpire that he is ready for a timer to be reset. This way, the batter does not have to be in the box for a full 20 seconds. Okay, so there you go. The pitcher doesn't have to stand there waiting around. He can kind of wait for the batter to alert that he's ready. That's a welcome change, but other than that, these are changes that aren't really going to be a lot of things that we notice as casual baseball fans. It's just really up to the FTC, the fielding timing coordinator, the bat boy and the bat girls, the umpires. They have a lot more on their plate. But that does it for today's recap. Again, we are going to be reacting to the ESPN Top 100 player list. They have Jose Altuve at 67. That is absolute blasphemy. But one more time, shout out to Sorare MLB for sponsoring today's video. I really like what they're doing. The fact that they're partnering up with big time superstars. They're ahead of the game. Make sure you guys click that link in the description down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.